Hello, my name is Alexander Kavaz. I'm a custom clothier. I've been one for 45 or 50 years. We make a wide range of different garments for men and women, and the biggest difference that I think I can express about our garments is that everything we make is for the individual person. It is all made here. It is all made one at a time, and every garment is hand cut. Every garment is sewn by one person, with a few exceptions. I do all of the cutting. Antonio does most of the sewing. I do buttonholes, and Anna sews on buttons and cleans all the loose threads off the shirts. But I'm here today to discuss our work in leather, which is one of the oldest items we've worked on. This one here is a simple lambskin jacket. Why lambskin? Well, I prefer to work in lambskin for one simple reason. It is the softest, most supple leather that one can possibly imagine for making a garment. There's calfskin, which is the second best, pretty much. There's also plain leather made from cow, which I don't particularly like for a simple reason. If you look here at this is in my right hand here is a lambskin, and you can see how it drapes and how soft it is and supple, versus the cow leather in my left hand. It's pretty stiff and it stands up by itself, whereas this, I mean, you can virtually see my fingers through it. Is it a little more delicate? Yeah, it's a little more delicate. However, the softness, the suppleness, absolutely incredible when it comes to being compared with the majority of leather jackets you'll find out there, which are made from calf or cow leather. What is the biggest difference in a handmade single person leather garment? Is that, well, it's all sewn one stitch at a time with single needle sewing machines, versus most of what you'll find on the market, which is all high speed double needle sewing machines and made in a mass assembly line, where, for example, one person will make this little turn on the end of the cup, and another person will put in the zipper. Somebody else will seam together the front pieces and the back pieces of the garment. When that's all done by a number of people, there's no responsibility as for how the final finished product looks. Whereas when one person cuts it and one person sews the entire garment, it's a matter of personal responsibility, pride, and care in the work as to how good it is. In contrast to most of what you'll find on the market, which is sewn with nylon and polyester thread, we use only cotton. Why? It's more lustrous, it's a natural fiber. Everything in this garment, probably with the exception of the metal parts and the zipper, is a natural fiber piece. What's unique about the garment? Well, let me see. It zips. That unique? Not really. It unzips. Is that unique? Not really. But when you're using high quality lambskin, there are advantages that you don't get with the cheaper calf leathers, and that is that lambskin is a skin that's usable on both sides, and there's so much more to this jacket than you can see just by looking at it this way. For example, let me see if I can do this with a plum and flare. I think I did. Now I'm wearing a different jacket. I'm wearing a suede jacket. Same jacket. Completely reversible. Incredibly soft. And one of the biggest advantages of lambskin, this is a French tanned lambskin, which is the finest you can get. You notice now I'm wearing a suede jacket. I'm not wearing a high gloss leather kind of jacket. one of the biggest advantages of lambskin is the number of colors that it comes in. We've got a few here, a red, a purple, an off-white, a British tan black. But there are over 30 colors that this French tan lambskin comes in. And it's something that you can pretty much choose what you wanted to do. If for example, you wanted pockets on it, and you wanted the pockets to be a different color, say a red jacket with white pockets. Beautiful, beautiful construction. Or the opposite, a white jacket with red pockets. And you can make them with buttonholes, as you see in this woman's coat, which also reversible, uses a double-sided button, so when you flip it around, it's the same on the other side, except instead of being the suede finish, it's the more glossy lambskin outside finish. Belts, pockets. The advantage to making a custom garment is, as I said many, many times, a custom garment is exactly what the client wants it to be. You want it to have 12 pockets? We'll put 12 pockets on it. Personally, I think that might look ridiculous. I like the very clean jacket with no pockets. To me, it's the classic style. You want it to be full cut? Fine. You want it to be tapered? Your choice. We can do pretty much anything you want that you can dream of. You have a favorite style you've seen in a photograph. You bring us the photograph, we can make the photograph. You have 12 different photographs, each one showing a detail of a certain garment that you want to use on yours. So fine, we'll incorporate everything. Will we have temerity to tell you it's over the top? Yeah. Will we tell you that what's over the top to us is something you can't have? No, you wear it. It's your life, it's your personality. If you want the jacket to have 12 pockets, it will have 12 pockets. Pockets can be made so that they can work from both sides. For example, on this black one, you see that it works here, and when I take it off and flip it around to its opposite side, same pocket on the other side. So leather making is an art. You notice this one is also, it's lambskin and completely reversible, where I have a suede jacket on one side and a smooth finish jacket on the other side. What do we do that's different? Well, most sewing these days is done on what we call double needle machines, where the two stitches you see make a garment are all done at one time by one sewing machine, which is actually putting in two stitches at once. It's nowhere near as accurate as what is called single needle tailoring, which is what we do. Every stitch, even when you see that they are a double stitch, for example here on the side, is done one stitch at a time, and then the other stitch is done. It makes for a much higher quality, much more accurate garment. When we cut within an accuracy of 1/32 of an inch. We cut with hand knives, which is something I'll demonstrate in a future video, versus most of what is made in leather, which is cut with what is called a clicker. It's a die cutting machine that just comes down and cuts the parts, and wherever they happen to land on the leather is where they land. Whereas when we're hand cutting one piece at a time, we're looking at the entire piece of leather that will be used for example, for this section of the garment, and making sure it has a characteristic that will match this one and that it has no damages. So the differences between hand cutting, one person sewing, single needle tailoring, everything exactly the way you have decided you want it, that is what makes a true custom garment. In this case, a leather jacket. Thanks for your time, and call us. We're here.